This is Tausif Anam, and this is my first ever YouTube Live. I'm live here doing my live stream from Madison, Wisconsin. Now, I do want to apologize because this live stream was scheduled for 5 p.m., 5 p.m. Wisconsin time, so Central Time. And unfortunately, I am late because it's almost 5:30 p.m. and there's a reason, there's a valid reason why I am late. We had a winter storm here in Wisconsin, and over the next couple days, we are expecting extremely cold temperature. And so I wanted to make sure that I have enough food at home and other groceries. So I went out grocery shopping. And then the roads are very slippery, actually, here in Madison, Wisconsin. The roads are full of snow. Obviously, the folks who are working out there trying to clean the snow, they are doing their best. But we have had so much of snow that um, a lot of the roads are very slippery. So as I was driving out and about, I had to be very careful and drive slowly and make sure that my car is not slipping and sliding. So that that caused some delay. I had to stop at a few places to buy the things that I need, um, food and other stuff, because as I said, over the next couple of days, if the temperature drops to below zero, and if we have extreme wind chills, then I would prefer to stay at home rather than go out in the cold. So I wanted to make sure that I have the things that I need at home. And so as a result, I am late in starting this YouTube Live, but here I am. This is as I mentioned, this is my first live stream. So I'm just waiting to see who else joins. Any of my subscribers and followers, if you are joining, please say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. And let's see, live chat. Okay. I'm just making sure that I have the screen set in the proper way so I can see if you're sending me messages or writing comments. Maybe I should wait a few moments, allow more people to join. You can ask me questions. That's the purpose of doing this live video. You can ask me questions. I'll do my best to answer. And I do want to say that I really appreciate all the people who subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you have been following my channel, then you know somebody just joined from New Mexico. Hi. How is the weather in New Mexico? I bet it's warmer than here in Wisconsin. Thanks for joining. So yeah, you can ask me questions. I'll do my best to answer. And I really appreciate all the people who have been watching my videos and sending me their comments. And if you have been following my YouTube channel, then you know that I like to discuss current affairs. I like to discuss social and political issues, both domestic and international. And for the past several weeks, I have been focusing on the issue of, okay, so let's see, in New Mexico, it's still warm, the chill is coming in. Okay, all right, so it's warm in Mexico, New Mexico. Yeah, well, I have never been to New Mexico, but I know it's a beautiful, beautiful state. I have been to Texas. I've been to Texas, I've been to California, I've been to Nevada. but New Mexico and Arizona are both on my list. So hopefully in the near future, I can visit New Mexico and Arizona. So as I was saying, for the last several weeks, I have been focusing on the issue of border security because our border is wide open. Our southern border is wide open. So we don't have a secure border, and that's causing a lot of problems. In fact, it's a crisis that keeps getting worse every single day. Millions and millions of foreign nationals are pouring into our country, and they are coming in without visa, without any authorization. And as an American, I'm very much concerned, and I know a lot of people that who I talk to. They're all very concerned about this border crisis. And I have been on this channel. I've been talking about um, the issues in New York City and Chicago. And the reason why I talk a lot about New York City and Chicago is because both of those cities are very big cities, and both are sanctuary cities. And so um, when you see the problems that New York City and Chicago are facing, you know that sanctuary city policy doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, those cities are sanctuaries for undocumented immigrants, or you call them undocumented immigrants, you call them illegal immigrants, you call them illegal aliens. All of those words mean the same thing. Um, those are individuals who are here in our country without visa, without authorization, without permission. They simply cross the southern border and they enter the United States. And a lot of those folks choose to be in New York City and Chicago because those are sanctuary cities. The liberal politicians have labeled those cities as sanctuary cities, which means that those are sanctuaries for undocumented immigrants. And now you see that um, the legal, the legal, the legal immigrants and the US citizens living in New York, living in Chicago, they are not happy because they are working hard and they are paying taxes, and millions and millions of those tax dollars are going towards the undocumented immigrants, the illegal immigrants. And at a time when our country is suffering because of inflation and because of supply chain problems, there are supply chain problems still, lots of supply chain problems and public safety issues. When American citizens and legal immigrants are suffering because of economic uncertainty, why should millions and millions and millions of tax dollars go towards the undocumented immigrants, the people who are here in this country illegally? So it's a question of fairness, and I think the liberal politicians in sanctuary cities have come up with policies that are very unfair towards American citizens and legal immigrants. And when I talk about legal immigration, lawful immigration, I have to highlight that the United States is a welcoming country because we welcome legal immigrants, um, people who follow the process, who complete the paperwork, who go through background check, they pay the fees, and they are patiently waiting for their turn. Those are individuals who are coming to the United States legally. And every year, approximately 1 million people get their permanent residency to live and work in the United States through the legal process. And then hundreds of thousands of individuals become naturalized United States citizens every year. So our country, the United States of America, welcomes legal immigrants, but illegal immigration is an entirely different issue. Illegal immigration is what we are seeing at the southern border right now. People who are crossing the border, they are entering the United States, and they have no visa, they have no authorization to be here, and they're coming in, and they're expecting housing and food and medical services and a variety of services. And who's going to pay for those services? Well, the liberal politicians are taking US taxpayer dollars, millions and millions of dollars, and providing services to the illegal immigrants. And so on this channel, I highlight these issues. And when I read the comments that I get from somebody just said, hi, please write where you're from so I know where you're joining from. Okay, so on this YouTube channel, I like to share my thoughts. As an American citizen, I exercise my First Amendment right, my right to free speech. I exercise my First Amendment right, and I share with my viewers, I share with the world my thoughts, my viewpoints, my opinions on a variety of issues, including the issue of immigration. And what I always encourage is that you share with me your thoughts and comments, because I believe in exchange of information. I believe in exchange of knowledge. Teresa, joining from Arizona. Hi, Teresa. Thank you for joining. Yeah. I actually just mentioned Arizona on this live stream not too long ago because somebody else just joined from New Mexico. So I was saying that I have not been to New Mexico. I have not been to Arizona yet. I've been to Texas. I've been to California. I've been to Nevada. So both Arizona and New Mexico are on my list. Okay, yeah, somebody joined from California, California. Well, welcome. Well, it's wonderful to see that people are joining this live stream. This is my first live stream on YouTube, so I hope to do more of these in the future. And yeah, as I was saying, I believe in exchange of information. I believe in sharing knowledge, and I think we are a wonderful country. We are the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. So people who are watching my videos, a lot of them agree with me. I know that because I read the comments, and I know that people agree with the things I'm saying. They have the same concerns that I have. There are other people who disagree with my viewpoints, who don't agree with the things that I'm saying. And I encourage them to share their viewpoints as well. Whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, share with me your comments, because I believe in dialogue. I believe in exchange of information. Terry from South Dakota. Terry, it's good to see you join. Thank you. Thank you for joining this live stream. And I have to ask you, Terry, how is the weather in North Dakota? Oh, sorry, South Dakota. How's the weather in South Dakota? So this is my first live stream, so I'm still trying to figure out the screen here on my end, so I can see the comments. Okay, now I see that screen. Sally from Nevada. Well, Nevada is a beautiful state. I have visited Las Vegas, but it's been many years. So, okay, Terry writes -43 wind chill in South Dakota. That is cold. Here in Wisconsin, we are also looking at some really cold weather that's heading in our direction over the next couple days. And yeah, so I love Wisconsin, and I love the snow. I love the different seasons. We get the variety. We get the snow. We get the bright and sunny days. We get very colorful fall weather when the trees and the leaves are all colorful in October, September, and then we get a very beautiful spring. So here in Wisconsin, we get to enjoy all the seasons. And yeah, so I think that, as an American citizen, as I was saying, I exercise my First Amendment right. So it's not just that I make these videos and publish them on YouTube, but I also do a lot of writing. For those who don't know already, I write lots of letters to editors and op-eds, and so far more than 100 letters to editors and op-eds that I've written. So these are opinion pieces that I write. More than 100 of my writings have been published in various newspapers. And so I'm you know, I'll name a few. So my writings have appeared in Wisconsin State Journal, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, the Capital Times. These are all Wisconsin publications, but also Chicago Tribune and USA Today and Boston Globe, Pittsburgh Post Gazette, and Philadelphia Inquirer, the Western Journal, and it's hard to remember the whole list. But anyway, if you want to check out my writings, if you want to see the list of published opinions that I have, go to tausifanam.net. That's my website. And once you're on my website, if you click on published opinions, you'll see the updated list. And so I believe in sharing my thoughts, not just through speaking, but also through my writing. And I think we need to do that. We need to be very vocal, and we need to share our viewpoints with other people. And, as soon as you start writing, as soon as you start writing a blog or sending letters to editors, or as soon as you start publishing videos, then you connect with a lot of like-minded people. Since I started publishing these videos on YouTube actively, I have realized how many people agree with me, and they have the same concerns that I do, and they have the same dreams that I do, because I want to see the United States as a very, very prosperous country. And we are a prosperous country, but then over the last several years, we have faced various challenges. And since 2021 in particular, things have been very, very challenging because our border is wide open. Ever since the Biden administration came to power, the border has been open, and that is resulting in a crisis, and that crisis is getting worse every single day. And you look at the monthly numbers. I don't have all the data memorized, but if you track the border apprehensions, and if you track the data of how many people are crossing the southern border and entering the United States illegally every month, then you'll see that those numbers are very high. And December was, I guess, what was it, 300,000 or something or more? I have to see the exact data, but I mean, as I said, since 2021, more than 6 million people, and I think the number by now is more than 7 million. So millions and millions of foreign nationals are entering our country illegally. And we don't know who they are. We don't know where they are from. We don't know their background. They are not going through background check. When you apply for an immigrant visa through the legal process, when you are a foreign national and you want to come to the United States legally, there's a lot of paperwork that you have to complete. There's a thorough process that you have to go through. And you have to wait patiently. You may have to wait for years, depending on how soon the process is complete. But there are so many people who wait patiently. They follow the proper process, and they come in legally. But then you see the contrast. Folks who are coming in illegally, they're just walking across the border. We don't know who they are. They haven't been through background check. And that's a big concern for overall safety in our nation. And, one thing that I always say is that there cannot be two pathways to enter the US. Right now, there are two pathways. Unfortunately, one is legal, proper. One is illegal, what we're seeing at the southern border. But we should not have two pathways to enter the US. There should be a single pathway, which is the legal pathway to come into the country. And so, one thing that I must highlight, since people are watching me on this live stream, is that back in June, so June of 2023, I was invited to be a guest on Fox and Friends, Fox News. So I got a call and I got an invitation to appear live on Fox and Friends on Fox News to talk about immigration issues. And that was in June 2023. And I am an immigrant. I am an immigrant from Bangladesh. That's a country in South Asia. And I came to the United States through the proper process, through the legal process, by following all the laws and rules. And in 2014, I became a United States citizen. It was one of the happiest days of my life when I took the oath of allegiance to become a naturalized US citizen. And so for years, I've talked about my immigration journey. There are some old videos. If you check out my YouTube channel, if you go to some of the older videos, then you'll see some public presentations that I've done, some public speeches where I've shared my story of immigration. And somebody joined from Connecticut. Well, hi, thank you. Thanks for joining. So it's wonderful to see people joining from New Mexico and Arizona and California and Nevada and Connecticut and South Dakota. So I'm very excited. This, as I said, this is my first live stream. So when I see so many people join, it gives me a lot of encouragement. I feel very enthusiastic about doing future live streams. So as I was saying, I have done lots of public speeches over the years. And in those speeches, I've shared my story. I've talked about my journey as a legal immigrant, as somebody who followed US immigration laws and rules to enter the United States through the proper channel. And so some of those videos are on my YouTube channel. I guess if you go to my channel and you go to the videos tab and you look at some of the older videos, then you'll see those speeches and those presentations. And so back in June, when I got a call from Fox News and they invited me to be a guest on Fox and Friends, I was very excited. And I had the opportunity to talk a little bit about my journey and also share my views. And obviously, I always emphasize that we must secure the southern border and we must stop the influx of undocumented immigrants. So if you want to check out my Fox News appearance, you can go to my website, tausifanam.net. And on the front page, I have a link that you can click that will take you to the video of that Fox News, Fox and Friends interview. And you can also, I guess if you go on Google and you search my name, I think that, or write Tausif Anam and immigration, that link should pop up. But anyway, I have posted the link on my YouTube channel so you can check it out. And as always, I'll ask you, please share with me your thoughts and comments after watching that interview. My channel has been growing in a very nice way. The number of subscribers on my channel, that number has grown. So I appreciate the support. And it's wonderful to see that more and more people are interested in watching my videos. So I think I'm just over 900 subscribers now. I'm trying to get to 1,000 and then, grow from there. And then, right now my goal is 1,000 subscribers, but hopefully Once I get there, I'll set a new goal and then I'll try to get to that. My mission really is to connect with other people around the country and to exchange views, to have dialogue. And I read the comments that people leave on my YouTube channel, and I try to respond to most of them. And so, if you are a subscriber, I would sincerely appreciate if you share the link to my YouTube channel with your friends and family and neighbors. If there's a video that you like, please share it on your social media sites. Help me spread my word, help me spread my message. As I was saying, we are the greatest country in the world, and we have to do what we can to protect our country. We have to put Americans first. And it's heartbreaking to see millions and millions and millions. And in fact, when you add up all the numbers, I think billions of dollars have been spent on undocumented immigrants while Americans continue to suffer. I was out grocery shopping. Let me just see the comments here. Okay. So I was out grocery shopping right before starting this live stream. And that is why I was actually late. And I mentioned that at the very beginning of this live stream. So if you joined a few minutes late, then, let me just repeat. I was supposed to start this live stream at 5 p.m. Central Time. And I started it at around 5:30. And that's because I was out grocery shopping before the cold temperature gets here. I wanted to make sure that I have the food and the supplies that I need. So, and the roads were full of snow. I mean, they are cleaning the roads, but still it's very slippery out there. And so that's why I was delayed. I came home late, and so the delay in starting this live stream. But I was out grocery shopping, and just like many other hardworking Americans out there, I also feel the impact of inflation. You go and pick an item from a grocery store shelf, and you see the price tag, and you know how much the price has changed since, let's say, 2019 or 2020. And, inflation, I mean, we feel the impact of inflation every single day. And if you are somebody who does grocery shopping, if you're the one in your household who goes out and buys groceries, then you know that you're probably exceeding your budget, or you're paying a lot more for things that cost a lot less previously. And so hardworking Americans are suffering every day. And over the years, did the wages go up? Wages and salaries have gone up, but in many cases that increase has not been enough to I mean, the rise in prices in the economy is more than the increase in salaries and wages for a lot of people. And I'm sure if you search on the internet, you'll see the data and the statistics. So it's been very hard for American families to keep up with the rising prices. And when we are facing economic uncertainty, somebody wrote cornflakes $6, enough is enough. Yeah. Yep. I see the cornflake prices. I see the, I walk down the cereal aisle and I see the prices of the different cereals. Prices have gone up a lot. Yeah, it's, that's why I say that at a time when American citizens are struggling to keep up with rising prices, when Americans are struggling to keep up with gas prices, when Americans are struggling to keep up with, this economic uncertainty that we're stuck in. I mean, when Americans are suffering and you see your tax dollars providing services to the undocumented immigrants, people who just walked across the southern border and who are here illegally. And they are receiving millions and millions and millions of dollars in funds for housing and medical services and so many other things. It's unfair. It's unfair. And I have talked about emergency rooms. I think in one of the videos, I mentioned that there are reports that undocumented immigrants are going to emergency rooms and they are seeking treatment. And who's going to pay the bill? I mean, if I have to use the emergency room, if I walk into the emergency department for a medical need and I get services, I will end up getting a bill and I have to pay the bill. But who's going to pay the bills for the undocumented immigrants who are walking into emergency rooms seeking medical care? I understand that people have healthcare needs, and healthcare is a necessity. And if you have a health condition, you're going to have to seek care. I get that. But who's going to pay the bill for all the services that the undocumented immigrants are receiving in the emergency rooms? You know, I think those unpaid bills, if those bills are not paid, that will have an impact in the price of services in the future. And so I will be talking more about healthcare policy and the effect of illegal immigration on healthcare policy. I will be talking more about that. For those who don't know, I studied healthcare policy. That's my area of expertise. I have a master's degree in public affairs, and my emphasis in graduate school was healthcare policy. And so I will be talking more about how illegal immigration affects healthcare policy and how that affects the overall healthcare system for all of us. And so, stay tuned for that. But, I guess all I want to say is that we have to secure the southern border. But with Biden administration in charge, is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I can't predict the future. But things are, there are so many issues that we have. The list is very long. We have a border crisis. We have crime going up in so many cities across the country. There are reports of robberies and thefts and, shoplifting and so many other problems. Violent crime is going up. Property crimes are going up. And then prices are going up. And then for a lot of people, health insurance premiums have gone up. Copays have gone up. So for those who don't have health insurance coverage, life is hard. But for those who have coverage, you're likely going to see your premiums go up. And that's causing financial stress. And then globally, there are so many different conflicts taking place in so many different parts of the world. And because we live in a world that's interconnected, no country can really be in isolation. You have to do trade. You have to have good relationships with other countries around the world. And people are moving to and fro. There are tourists, there are visitors, there are business people, there are students who go from one country to another for education, work, and they travel. So we live in a world where we are all connected, right? And so if there's a conflict in one part of the world, it affects other parts of the world. So the conflicts in Middle East, in Asia, in other places, those affect us. So we have domestic issues, and then there are international issues that we are dealing with. And so things have been very challenging economically for the average American. so there are so many issues, and what I will do is I will continue to use my voice. I will continue to use my voice to share my views, share my opinions, and to also hear from all of you what your thoughts are. And so thank you for staying connected. Let me see if there are questions that people have for me. Otherwise, I may end this video soon. Would you like me to continue with this video? Let me know in the comments. Well, we have a long weekend. It's Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday, and then Monday also I have the day off. So I may be able to do a live stream tomorrow and maybe also the day after. Let's see. Somebody wrote about socialized healthcare. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll make a video just focusing on healthcare policy issues. I will do that in the near future, and I'll talk about medicine. 2 years of free housing in Maine. Oh, wow. Let's see. Let me see some comments here. I'm trying to navigate this screen on my end, so let's see. Okay, I'm just going through. Somebody wrote Snickers was 68 cents 3 years ago, 130 now. I worked for 18 years. Yep. So somebody mentioned retirement. Yeah, I actually I know that a lot of people who have retired or looking at retirement over the next few years, they're very concerned. People who have already retired, senior citizens, people on fixed incomes, they are depending on Social Security to a great extent. Those senior citizens have been suffering, and I've talked to many senior citizens who have shared with me their concerns because prices are going up, and housing is a big issue for a lot of people, but senior citizens in particular. Senior citizens who are not homeowners, maybe they pay rent. Well, rent is going up in many parts of the country, in many areas. Here in Madison, Wisconsin, where I live, if you're not from Wisconsin, look up Dane County. Okay, that's the county that I live in, Dane County. Rent has been going up in Dane County. And so a lot of senior citizens are struggling because they see their rent going up, but their income is not going up. I mean, they are retired, they are on fixed income. And so it's been very difficult for them. And for a lot of younger people, people in their 20s, those in their 30s, I'm in my 30s. So for young professionals, this real estate market, it's been a nightmare, okay? Maybe not for everyone, but for a lot of people because of mortgage rates, okay? Mortgage rates have gone up. And so a lot of people who have been saving money to put down payment on a house, to take out a loan and to buy a house, a lot of those young professionals can't take the step forward to actually go forward and buy a house. They can't because the mortgage rates have gone up. So even if they have been saving money, they can't afford to buy the house that they want. And how home prices have gone up too. And those who have been saving money, a lot of people are actually they're seeing their savings be eroded. Why? Because in a lot of cases, people's expenses have gone up, as I mentioned, because of inflation. So some people have to draw money from their savings to keep up with the rising expenses. And so that's another issue. I think I made a video not too long ago talking about senior citizens and how much they are struggling. And yeah, so let's see. Terry writes South Dakota. Let's see. has no, let's, Derry, thank you for staying connected. South Dakota has no income tax, sales tax, and sales and property. Oh, okay, no income tax in South Dakota. I didn't know that. So yeah, well, income tax, right? I mean, people work hard, they make money, and then they have to pay income tax. A huge part of their paycheck is taken away because of income tax. We can talk about taxation. That could be a separate video, a separate live stream. I can just talk about taxes, okay? The taxes that we pay, sales tax and income tax, and lots of other tax. Not just taxes. There are so many fees that we have to pay every day, right? So every time I drive from Madison, Wisconsin to Chicago, and I actually have a video of a trip that a trip to Chicago recently. So every time I go to Chicago, I use the tollway. I drive on the interstate. I have to pay toll. Okay, and those tolls have gone up over the years. And previously, before COVID, I would stop at the toll booth because back then there were two options. You could do electronic tolling, and you just keep driving if you've got the that iPass thing, or you could stop at a toll booth and pay cash. So I would stop at the toll booth and hand over cash and coins and pay toll and keep going. But since COVID, I've seen that those staffed booths are no longer available. So now it's just electronic tolling. So anyway, we can talk about so many other charges and fees that we have to pay, even for using highways, right? We have to pay toll on top of all the taxes that we pay. So we can talk about taxes and fees and stuff. Let's see. Oh, here in Madison, in the downtown area, the rates for parking for a lot of the city structures, parking structures, those parking fees have gone up. So whether it's hourly parking or monthly permit parking, those charges have gone up. And I have lots of views on that too. Let's see. Oh, you know what? One other thing, wheel tax. If you live in Madison, Wisconsin, where I live, every time you renew your license plate, you not only have to pay your license plate fee to, the state, but you also have to pay a county wheel tax to Dane County. And you have to pay a city wheel tax to the city of Madison. So the total for me living in Wisconsin for my personal vehicle, it's more than $150 per year. Okay, I don't have the exact figure. I think it's something like 152 or 153, but more than $150 for one vehicle to renew the license plate, because that sum includes a county wheel tax and a city wheel tax. And I actually have written previously about it, and I argued in favor of getting rid of the wheel tax, city and county wheel tax. But no one's listening to me. At least the lawmakers here in the city and the county. We still have the wheel tax, the Madison city wheel tax and the county wheel tax, and it's just not fair. Let's see. Okay. I'm reading some of the comments. Illinois, how much is it in Illinois? Let's see. Somebody wrote that. 150 per car. Yep, as I said, here in Madison, Wisconsin, it's over 150, something like 150 to 153. Let me see some of the questions. Somebody asked, what is your opinion on why they don't stop the flow at the border? I can talk about that for hours, okay? Let me ask you, why do you think the Biden administration is keeping the border open? Let me just tell you one thing. I wrote, let me see when I wrote that. I'm going to look up here on my phone. But I wrote an op-ed on a very important topic. And I'll tell you what it is. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. I wrote an op-ed which was published by the Western Journal in November of 2022. And the title of the op-ed is Reject Democrats' Efforts to Turn American Citizenship into Another Handout. Okay, let me repeat that. Reject Democrats' efforts to turn American citizenship into another handout. And this was published by the Western Journal in on November 26th of 2022. So you can search that on the internet. And what I wrote in that in that op-ed is that the Democrats want to turn American citizenship into another handout. Okay? At the time when I wrote this, November 2022, there was a proposal by a prominent Democrat in the Senate, in the US Senate, to grant a pathway to citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants. Okay? Back in November 2022, a Democrat proposed to grant a pathway to citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants. And so I wrote in strong opposition to that proposal. And I'll let you read that op-ed. So please go search on the internet for it. You can go to tosifanam.net, go to the published opinions section. So look for the op-ed that was published in November 2022. So 2022, this was the proposal by a Democrat to grant a pathway to citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants. So the viewer who asked the question, why, what was the question again? Why they don't stop the flow at the border? So Sally asked this question. Sally, I think if you read that op-ed, it might answer that question. See, 2022, back in 2022, and this is 2024, right? Back in 2022, a prominent Democrat in the Senate proposed granting a pathway to citizenship for 11 million illegal immigrants. And since then, many more illegal immigrants have come into the United States. So the question, why they don't stop the flow at the border? The Democrats, why they don't stop the flow at the border? Does it have some connection to granting citizenship? You know, share with me your thoughts on that. But please read that op-ed and let me know what you think. Okay. You know, citizenship cannot be a handout. Citizenship is something that you have to work hard for. Okay. So I not too long ago on this live stream, I talked about how foreign nationals who come into the United States legally through the proper process, they have to go through background check. They have to fill out paperwork. They have to patiently wait. They have to follow all the laws and rules. And then they come in. And after they enter the United States legally, they have to continue to follow American laws and rules. There are many reporting requirements. They have to work hard. They have to pay taxes. And so after they fulfill the many other requirements, they become eligible for citizenship, depending on their status and whether they are law-abiding, you know, whether they are following all the rules. Once a person becomes eligible for citizenship, that person has to apply for citizenship, and then there's another process that you have to go through, and you have to also you have to take a test. I won't go into the details, but people work really hard, and then finally they can become US citizens. I became a citizen in 2014. But the Democrats are trying to turn the citizenship into a handout. A citizenship cannot be a handout. It has to be earned with hard work, with honesty. I'll talk more, but I will encourage once again, if you have not seen some of my videos from years ago, go to my YouTube channel and look at some of my really old videos. You'll see videos of me standing in front of different audiences and doing speeches, talking about my immigration journey, talking about how I came to the US, talking about how I became a US citizen, and things that I learned, things that I had to go through. So please check those out and let me know your thoughts, okay? What I'm going to do is end this live stream now. I think we have exceeded 50 minutes. So thank you for staying connected with me. This is my first live stream. I'm very excited. I'm very happy that you all joined and you shared with me your thoughts and comments. And if you can either write your comments. If you go to my website, tossifanam.net, you can also send me a message. And you can also email me. My email address is tossif, that's my first name, tossif, at tossifanam.net. tossif@tossifanam.net. That's my email address, so you can email me. And what I will encourage you is that I have an e-newsletter that I send out to people. There are hundreds of people on that list. They receive my e-newsletter. Now, I used to call it a weekly e-newsletter because I sent it out weekly, but because of how busy life is, I'm not able to send it out every week. But I send it out, maybe once every 2 weeks. And for the past couple months, it's been once a month. But I will try to get back on a weekly schedule. So if you want to receive my e-newsletter, you can go to my website, tossifanam.net. When you're on the front page, you can scroll down a little bit and you'll see a box where you can write your email address and I think your name, and then sign up for that e-newsletter. And you can opt out anytime. So if you start receiving my e-newsletter and you don't want to be on the list, you have the option of opting out. So please join my e-newsletter. You'll receive updates from me. And then just stay connected. And I hope to be back with new videos, and I hope to do more live stream. So let me check the comments here real quick. Terry, thank you for staying connected. Terry writes, don't forget to give Toss a thumbs up. Thumbs up, yeah, please. Let me know if you like this live stream. Please let me know, and share this video with your friends and neighbors. Let's see. Just a few more comments I'm going to read before I conclude this. Rent is going up in Mississippi and Arkansas. Yeah, rent is going up in so many places. So many places. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for staying connected with me. And I'll be back again with another live stream. And I appreciate your support. And please help me get to 1,000 subscribers. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family members about my YouTube channel. Help me spread my message, okay? I love the United States of America, and we have to work hard. We have to be united. We have to work hard to protect our country. We live in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. Thank you for joining. I'll be back again with another live stream. Thank you.